welcome to Gluten Free and Me. Today we're going to try a Rye-less Rye Bread. Everything laid out for you. We're going to start with our yeast mixture first so that I can let it rise. 2 1/4 teaspoons of fast-acting yeast is the same size as your packet, okay? So you're gonna throw that in there along with 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 1/4 cup of warm water. And we'll let that rise while we mix up our rye bread. We're gonna put together our flour, and it's really quiet in my house because Nala's not here, but we do have 3 out of our 5 home from work. Well, some are working upstairs and 1's home from work. So you might hear some background noise, but no Nala today. She's getting groomed. So we are gonna start with 1 cup of sorghum flour. I have used sorghum with a mixture of other flours. Today we're gonna stick with the sorghum, 1 cup of the sorghum. I've used potato starch, not potato flour, potato starch in this recipe. But today I don't have any potato starch, so today I have arrowroot starch. So I'm going to use 1 cup of it, and I have used that as well in the past, so it should be really good. Certified gluten-free oat flour. I have used millet before. So here, I hope you can play around with what you have in your pantry. And I'm using 1/2 cup of it, 2 teaspoons of xanthum gum, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and unsweetened cocoa powder. Cocoa powder. Cacao powder. You know how my accent makes my words all jacked up, but you know, after 52 years, this is how I'm gonna talk. But cacao, that's how you really say it. I mean, I tweak it a little bit here and there, but cacao. That's a whole other episode. But I have used this before, and today I'm going to use this. Sometimes I feel like when we make recipes, I like them to be as fortified with nutrients as possible. And if I have cacao powder, then I'm gonna use it. It's a little bit more bitter, but that's okay. 2 tablespoons of my cacao, or for you at home, maybe cocoa. 2 teaspoons of orange peel. I clean the orange on the outside. It's COVID, guys. Make sure you're cleaning everything. We should be cleaning them anyway, but please make sure outside, if you're gonna use the outside of a fruit, clean it. 2 teaspoons of it grated. 2 teaspoons caraway seeds. That's the rye flavor, right? 1 teaspoon dried onion. And 1/2 teaspoon of dill, dried dill. Give that a mix. Check out my yeast. It's rising a little bit here and there, it's going. I believe my yeast has risen enough for me to continue on, because I'm gonna let this sit on the counter covered to rise a little bit more. And you also can use this in your bread machine, but I've only done it in my oven. So I'm gonna do for you what I normally do. So I've mixed this well. Now I'm gonna add in our yeast, sugar, water mixture. And to this, I'm going to add these. So I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of olive oil, then 1/2 teaspoon of rice vinegar. I'm going to pour that in over a separate thing, because just in case I overspill, I didn't want to overspill in my mixture. Molasses is hard to open. Oy. So quiet without Nala. 2 tablespoons of molasses. I'm going inside the jar with this clean tablespoon because molasses is tricky to pour. And then last but not least, our 2 beaten eggs. Well, let's mix this up a little bit. You ever notice that when you do your gluten-free recipes in your hand mixer, they rise up really quick because of the xanthum gum? Kind of rise up your mixer. I gotta push it on down. I wanna mix it just a tad bit more. Don't overmix. I don't wanna make it too tough. Perfect. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on the bottom of my loaf pan so I don't have too much sticking. And I think I might have mentioned in another video about these gloves that you can get at like Sam's Club or whatever that are not, you won't feel badly about using them during COVID when so many people need gloves. These are definitely not usable for you to be going out during COVID, nor are they usable for the medical professions, but that's why I feel okay to use them and purchase them at the store. They're readily available at the stores because they're not appropriate for protection during COVID. So use those to clean your mixer paddles. Man, do not lose the essence of all this gluten-free dough. It's quite valuable if you're taking the time to do it, right? And using your expensive flours. But as you learn in this house, I don't care what my food looks like for my family. I'm not trying to be mean to them because I really do love them. But what I mean when I say that is I don't care because I do spend a lot of time and a lot of money on these flours. And if something doesn't look pretty, we're gonna eat it anyway. Here we go. This is our Rye-less Rye Bread going into our loaf pan. I'm gonna cover it for about 40 minutes. Covered. Sitting on the stove where I just made some tea, so it's nice and warm in that area. Let's see what 40 minutes brings us. The big reveal. It's been 40 minutes. Oh my gosh. You can see how much it has risen. Sure hope it doesn't fall, but you know me, even if it does, we're eating it. Our next video is gonna be salmon patties. I figured I'd get it all done today, so when you see the next video when I'm in the same outfit, don't judge. In the 425 oven for 4 to 5 minutes, reducing it down to 350 for 35 to 36 minutes. Can't wait. Well, shame on me. I put it on the top rack because I was too lazy to move the middle rack because it was so high, but it's a little browner than I'd like. Well, look at the loaf. What will I do with this? Well, I'm clearly gonna eat that because we've already established nothing goes to waste in my kitchen, but I might just take off that top for my family. It smells amazing. So middle rack it is, my friends, and don't be lazy like I was today and not move it because you don't want it that brown. And I could have looked at it and put some tin foil over it, but I didn't do that today. So anyway, this is your beautiful Rye-less Rye Bread. So I like to be as real in Jen's kitchen as I can be, so let's see how this bread comes out. Did put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom, and it hasn't really fallen down so much, so that's promising. Let's see, get this guy out. Popped out. It smells really good, you guys. It does smell like rye bread. It's just slightly warm. It's not hot any longer because you can clearly see I can touch it. And there you have it. Ooh, you see the steam coming up. Let's taste it so you guys can get the real effect. I'm dreaming right now. My mother-in-law used to make a stew and have some rye bread with some big slabs of butter. And I'm dreaming my family with a fresh tuna fish salad with rye bread. The gluten days. I hope you enjoy your rye bread. Go. Oh my God, I cannot believe I forgot to wear this. I got this made. It's my kitchen. It's your kitchen. If you want one and it's gonna be bigger, I'm getting the font bigger and in teal. If you want one, go to dolifeinspired.com. I can't believe I didn't wear it. Dinner's done already. Hope you enjoy.